Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Yes. Welcome to Couch Pilots. All of you are my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past, drunk. My name is Jason, a.k.a. your Black Chastain. Across from me, Christ. Oh, Christ. It is not going well.
Hello, Jason.
It is not going well. Captain Philip, rest assured, I love you. How are you?
Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year. I'm working off this buzz. High five
that shit. We're still partying. We have been in the Captain's Lounge since 12/31. Party, we've had fucking strippers. We've had frequent flyers. We've had everything you can think of. Party, cocaine.
Everything, including the kitchen sink.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Party time, excellent.
Woo! We were partying down. DSJ had that dude was crazy, dude. He was banging chicks left and right.
I saw him do a handstand for an hour and a half.
Boom. He hit it. He hit that shit.
Unbelievable.
Great time. Hey, 2017, this is our year, dude. We're going to get more downloads than we've ever even thought possible.
I have heard so much crap about, 2016 sucked. I can't wait for this year to be over. It was a good year for us. 2017, going to be even better. We're on a roll, baby.
We got we're going international this year.
Hells yes.
We got CouchCon.
CouchCon is coming up. Tickets, boom. We open the window, close the window. Guess what? We can't open it again. There's no more tickets to sell.
We've sold out. One of our guest speakers, Lori Garcia, is going to be one of our guest speakers.
About frequent flyer engagement.
Yep, and fan feedback.
Incredible.
Also, the wedding of Lori and Big Dick T.
Yep.
It's going to be. It's like that's going to finish off CouchCon. It's going to be at the end.
Yep, that's going to be the grand ceremony that
he's
closes everything out.
He's already got the ring. Everything's set. He asked her for Christmas.
You know who we got to officiate the wedding?
Who?
Wayne Brady.
No way.
Yep.
How did you do that?
I know a guy who knows a guy, and by know a guy, I mean DSJ, and by knows a guy, I mean he knows Wayne Brady because he's his stepbrother.
Nice. Stepbrother. We find out so much about DSJ, and let's just take it in. Like, we've had a year. We celebrated our year anniversary.
Yeah.
But now we're in 2017. This is the first official 2017 release of Couch Pilots. I am just. I don't want to come down from this buzz, dude. I'm gonna keep drinking, keep partying because it's gonna hurt when we come down from it.
It is gonna hurt, but honestly, we need to.
Everybody hurts.
This show is built on the back of his songs.
When you think you drank enough on this plane.
I know we've mentioned.
Woo! Got the stewardess. Come on in here, baby.
It's the stewardess' birthday today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the stewardess' birthday. Well, time of recording. She's been older. She's older than me.
She. I feel like she has somehow manipulated the pool of eternal youth to her benefit and is moving backward in age.
She doesn't look a day over 35.
She's more beautiful now than when I first met her years ago. How is that possible?
Good loving. I mean, basically what it boils down to is good loving.
Good loving indeed. Welcome to the show, Stewardess Molly. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Is that on?
I don't know if it's on or not. We are coming down.
Now say something.
Good. How are you?
What a delight. We were just talking about how our big convention later this year, Comic-Con or CouchCon, has sold out. Trademark that for sure. And how today's episode obviously is releasing on the 2nd of January, so we're just coming down off of our drunken highness of the parties that we had all weekend.
Debauchery.
That's the only word that could describe it.
The pilot's lounge is just a wreck, dude. Couches are flipped over.
DSJ has got his work cut out for him.
Oh, yeah. He's going to feel the pain.
I got some really cool swag.
Let's hear about it.
No, it's my secret swag.
Just say secret swag.
Oh, a surprise prize, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
that's fine. And you know what? If any of our listeners want to contact the show, you too can get some surprise prizes, just like the drunken stewardess here on her birthday, by simply contacting the show through Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or emailing us or calling us.
Call us on that voicemail line, 910 Pilots 1.
Bada bing, bada boom. What a great day for failed pilots.
Let's all three do a high five real quick just for 2017. 1, 2, 3.
So we talked a little bit about CouchCon with Lori Garcia getting married to Big Dick T.
Congratulations, you guys!
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
I'm so excited.
What month is it in?
It's in October.
It's October.
I think October 17th is
October 17th.
17th is a good day.
Great day. I think it's probably gonna last a couple days, right?
Yeah, we've got the Ramada Inn booked up for 2 days.
We got their ballroom.
Mm-hmm. And we're just gonna like a lot of Q&As. Yeah. I mean, I think we're doing a separate ones, and then we're doing one together. Lori has the fan feedback seminar.
We've got a flamethrower, I believe, someone who juggles fire.
Right. Yeah. And the stewardess, Molly, she is going to do an in-depth history of couch pilots.
Wow.
She's going to go through episode by episode, go through all the ratings that we did, and kind of give an outside perspective of what we've been doing. We're still in talks with DSJ, trying to get him to do a seminar. He's bashful. I don't know.
Well, it's not a Monday, you know?
Right.
Comic-Con or CouchCon. I keep saying Comic-Con for some reason. Chalk it up to Fireball. But he's here on Mondays. Right. And CouchCon is not on a Monday, so it's tough to get him.
He's trying to get the time off because he has to coordinate time off for McDonald's.
Right, where he whitewashes trays.
And then Get the Lead Out. He's a roadie for Get the Lead Out, the Led Zeppelin tribute band.
That keeps him busy all year long.
All year or year.
So hopefully he can get the time off. And what was that seminar that he was going to do?
He was going to talk about Air Force One. Mm-hmm. And he was going to go through some of the things from the audiobook.
Yeah. It's just as simple as that. And people are clamoring. They're chomping at the bit that he'll be there.
The other day, I took a couple pictures of him standing in front of the plane, in front of his desk where, his cat. And by the way, great job on the Christmas present. He loves that cat.
I knew he would. Oh, man, I was so nervous because you kept talking like how it was a nice art piece and blah, blah. I was like, I'm not sure he really likes it, but the SJ loved it.
When you have a cat that lives to be 45 years old and then dies... Mm-hmm. The only way to replace that is with a robotic makeshift cat.
That was part toaster.
And part glass eye from your grandfather.
And part shag carpet. That's right. That's the only thing that'll substitute for a 45-year-old cat.
It's just, there's so much stuff going on. I can't even put it into words. I'm excited about 2017. Now, Molly, are you planning on being employed the whole year with us?
I don't know. I have my review coming up. So
that's true. You do have your review coming up.
I know I've been making a lot of fuck-ups lately. So it's quite possible that you might have find a younger, newer model to steward you.
Well, yeah, I think I'm happy with what I mean.
I think you're doing a great job. I mean, you have fucked up a couple things on like people's tickets, and that Groupon thing was all your idea. That was a horrible idea.
It did not pan out.
That was a train wreck.
Groupon always works. I don't know what happened with that.
I think it was Dustin's friends. Jacob.
Mute Jacob was part of the Groupon, and he was out of it. That's okay.
Yeah, individually, it's a good time. He's always a good time.
It's like the reverse Voltron, because together they're more powerful together. But in this case, they were not as powerful together.
They were so powerful not together. But love them all.
What is your New Year's resolution, Stewardess Molly?
Oh my gosh, I really haven't given it much thought because really it's not for another couple of weeks that I have to even think about not following through with them.
Okay, good save. I almost scolded her and wrote her up.
I would say this year's resolution would be to be better prepared for next year's resolution. What do you think about that?
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Or maybe learn origami.
I could do that because apparently it's going to be a big part of my life.
Your son is now engaged in the dark arts of karate. Is that right?
He is. He loves it.
And like all things Asian, you have to learn first how to make sushi, right?
Right.
Right.
Second of all, how to make a nice Oriental rug.
How to give happy endings.
You make your own rugs? You have to make your own rugs?
The Orientals do, that's right.
Do they really?
Happy endings, like you said, right? And then fourth, of course,
I
origami.
got happy endings covered.
You know how to do that?
I do.
Here, shake my hand. Go ahead.
Here. Yeah.
That is a grip. You, sir, are a lucky man.
I am. I'm very lucky.
I think I am bruised. Good deal. I wanted to dig in. I know last time we talked, but we had to cut it short. We had some fan feedback. Mm-hmm. Is that also the case this time?
Yes, we definitely have fan feedback. All of our listeners, feel free to contact us in all of the outlets that we gave you earlier. The first one I want to go with is Adam Z. We love Adam Z from Low Blow Podcast. And Adam Z writes, "Hello, all my friends. Here is some loving fan feedback about last episode." This was a couple episodes ago because we have so much and we only have so much time. "One could say that there are interesting facts, but that's not for me to say. That's just what I'm calling them."
Smart.
Good. He. You know what?
He knows the rules.
Yeah, he knows the rules. First rule: Stargate SG-1, aka Stargate 1, takes place in present, which at the time of shooting would have been 1997, and it lasted 10 years.
Jesus.
This happens to be one of my favorite shows. Of course
Really?
It is, because he doesn't have a girlfriend. Also, I have a mid-20s step-cousin named Virginia. The name is still commonly used, but most go by Gina. Last, Low Blow Podcast rules. Love you guys. I love the show.
I can't deny him that Low Blow Podcast rules.
Oh, it rules. It rules the schools.
I will say, though, that he's referencing not Stargate SG-1. Because that, if he lasts for 10 years, that means he had more than one episode, which is not something we can do. He was talking about the show Puchinsky.
Right, but yeah.
Within the reality of SG-1, Puchinsky lasted for more than 100 episodes. Hilarious. Yeah, no, it's hilarious.
No, it's hilarious. But this just shows you that if you listen to the show all the time, you know how many fan feedback... I mean, where are you going? How many frequent flyer points he got?
I'm going to go get a shot glass for some Fireball.
Okay, all right.
I
That's
like
my
this
girl.
She's getting a raise.
Happy birthday to you. And happy birthday to me.
Nice. I know what's going to happen
High
after
five
this
it.
flight. Not happening. My ass. Not happening. Your ass. Adam Z. What can I say about Adam Z that hasn't already been said?
Exactly.
Am I right? You know, he loves Florida. He's from the Chicago area. He pulls all these news stories. Him and that gay fella that he works with, the delightful Dave Rowan. What a great podcast!
Great
podcast.
have.
And for him to reach out to us and
because he's a busy guy.
He totally is busy.
Yeah.
You think a podcast just falls in your lap?
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely not.
Believe you me, you.
Yeah.
So thank you for Adam Z. I'm going to give him 475 frequent flyer points for that.
Nice. Well done.
And he also posted today, as of the day of this recording, he shared the link to the episode and said, "The best thing about my Monday commute, Couch Pilots."
Wow.
So
what a sweetheart.
Another 475 for him.
He's one of those guys who's got that tough exterior.
Oh, he acts like a badass. But you know what?
Badass, sarcastic, but you know what? Heart of gold.
A heart of gold.
Fucking Neil Young style.
The
show was built on the back of his songs.
That's all I know about that one.
More fan feedback?
More fan feedback.
Are you serious?
More fan work, I guess.
Oh, that's right.
Our good friend Conrad from Folsom, California, done two of my tattoos. Great guy.
Great guy.
And I'm sorry it's taken so long to get to this. Like I said, we have so much fan feedback, it's hard to get it all squared away. But he recently did a couple drawings for us for potential T-shirts.
And it's not like we're knocking on his door saying, "Conrad, can you please draw up something?" Not at all. He came to us.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, you guys, you're one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. Mm-hmm. My wife has poo hands. She's adorable. Right now she has green hair. I think it's amazing." But he's like, "I'm a tattoo artist. Tattoos are my life.
Yeah.
Tattoos are how I make my money,
I'm an
pay
artist,
my
baby.
fucking bills.
That's right.
Let me take a few minutes of my time and draw you a couple mock-ups for couch pods for T-shirts."
And did he ever?
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Well, We have I would say we have a relationship with him at this point.
Oh, yes.
And I like to think we have relationships with all of our frequent flyers, everyone who shares the show and engages with us, but none more prolific than Big Dick T, right? Mm. He's been very adamant about contacting the show, him and his fiance and soon-to-be wife.
Yep, Lori Garcia.
And he's done so now with this artwork. It blows me away.
Big Dick T didn't do it. It was Conrad.
Oh, that's right.
You're drunk.
I'm definitely drunk. But this is a call to arms for you, Big Dick T. Why don't you draw some pictures and send it our way?
No, Conrad was like the original. I think he got Lori and Big Dick T involved in listening to it. But he drew this cool Couch Pilots airplane. I mean, this was before we got Air Force One, so it's not as big as the plane we're in now. But he also he drew us jumping out of the plane on parachutes. Now, we've never thought about that. We've never thought about what's going to happen if something goes wrong.
No, I you know what? I'm so used to DSJ going through the checks and making sure everything is accurate that I have zero worries when I step on.
Right.
You know, Jay-Z used to sing about having 99 problems, but a bitch is not one of those problems. I have zero problems, and still a bitch is not one of them.
Right.
So I'm not worried about that at all.
I'm not worried about any bitches.
Right. But I mean, I guess if it ever happened, I would jump out of a plane, and probably much in the style that Conrad drew.
Yep. So hopefully we can maybe get some T-shirts made up for CouchCon and sell them, make some money, and so we can pay the bills. Our Stewardess is back. Real quick before we go into the show, you want to go ahead and pour those ceremonial birthday shots?
Jesus Christ. Am I doing a shot too?
Yes, it's a birthday shot.
Hey, don't expect me to get this plane down. I took it up.
It's a birthday.
I'm going to take it up. You're going to do the stuff in the middle.
Little in the middle, but you got much back.
Is that Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you very much. This is Fireball for birthdays.
It's a family tradition. We're started.
You're starting it right here.
Yeah, this is the first time.
I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Here.
That Fireball is not for the weak of heart. It's got a picture of the devil himself on the front.
Satan!
Is that your data carving?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Here.
All right.
Satan.
Frequent flyers, pause this, get yourself a shot, and we're going to celebrate Stewardess Molly's birthday.
Woo!
All right. Here's to another great year of Couch Pilots and another great year of marriage and all that good stuff. And love you. Here we go.
Love you long time.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Oh, my God.
I'm warm and fuzzy.
Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
holy mother fudgers.
seatbelt sign.
The podcast is Couch Pilots. We fill the television shows with only one episode void you didn't know you need filled. Welcome.
First 20 minutes or so, we usually banter. So if this is your first time listening, we're going to get into it
We'll
now.
get to the pilot. Okay, folks?
Last time it took us an hour last episode to get to the pilot.
They love it. Today we discuss the pilot episode of Unsolved from the year of our Lord, 1960.
Oh, gosh. Math. Molly, don't go anywhere. We got to do math here.
Great year. 1960, great year. The decade of love, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was not born yet.
Yeah, neither was I.
She was negative 15 as well as I.
I was negative 21 years old. Great age.
So you were like reverse old enough to drink. You weren't even old. Like you were reverse.
I was, yeah, my fetal membrane should have been fermented.
You leaving?
Yep, have fun.
All right, love you, honey.
Love you, honey.
Yeah, love y'all.
She's great. She really is great.
You're a lucky man.
I am a lucky guy. I count I count all 4 stars every time.
Boy.
Speaking of 4 stars, go on to iTunes and give us a rating.
Give us 4 out of 5 stars, please.
Give us 5 out of 5.
19 add 60.
Oh man, that's back when there was go-go dancers, right?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. You know, when we first started this show, we did it in decades. First 10 episodes, 1970s, then the 80s, 90s, aughts, 2010s. Season 6 here, we're jumping around. We're going from decade to decade.
I know, and I noticed that, and I like it. It keeps it fresh.
It does keep it fresh. A couple episodes ago, 1954 or so, right?
Yep.
Never done the 50s before. Now we're in we never done the 60s before. We're entering unknown territory, and we have to go back in time to put ourselves in that mind frame from 1960. And so let's do that right now by talking about a few things that happened in popular culture so we can put ourselves back there.
All right.
Sprite is introduced by Coca-Cola.
Holy cow. The first time there was Sprite.
Yeah!
Dude, I have been living on Sprite my whole life.
I can't believe Grant Hill is that old. Can you?
I cannot believe it. Snap those little ankles.
High five his ankles.
That's what it sounded like when his ankles snapped in half.
I like a good Uncola. How about you?
Yeah, I don't like dark sodas for the most part.
I'm a Coke guy through and through.
Really?
Not cocaine, but Coca-Cola. What is your favorite Uncola? Yeah?
Gonna have to say Sprite.
Are you? See, I'm gonna say 7-Up. Love 7-Up.
I don't want to throw a fist down with you.
Oh, you're positing that we might fight over an Uncola?
I worry about it.
We're not going to.
Okay. You talked me off the ledge. I hope you're here when I have my suicide.
I'll be here for your suicide. In Greensboro, North Carolina, that can never be good, right? When you start off in the 1960s talking about North Carolina.
No.
It's going to get worse.
It's gonna talk about racial unrest.
No, it's not. 4 black students begin a sit-in at a segregated Woolsworth lunch counter. Although they are refused service, they are allowed to stay at the counter. The event triggers, that's TRIGGERS, many similar nonviolent protests throughout the southern United States. And 6 months later, the original 4 protesters are served lunch at the same counter. Are you passing away? What happened to you? Mercy me. It is cold and flu season, I'll give you that.
No. It's all about the heat.
You're wearing a Drunkamaniac t-shirt this whole time. Are you a closet Drunkamaniac?
I love that podcast.
Drunken Lullaby is right here on the FCF network. Go buy their shirts. Made in the same style as the Hulkamaniac shirts from the 1980s. Incredible.
Let's do this.
I don't know if you heard anything that I said concerning...
Yeah. 4 black guys wanted to eat at a Woolworth. They wouldn't let him, but they let him sit there.
Yeah.
6 months later, go ahead, eat. So
I could not sit there for 6 months without eating. I would have died.
Nonviolent protests are the way to go.
Yeah. That's how you get it done, right?
Yep.
You start violent protests, there's going to be people against you saying, hey, you can't be violent.
Right.
But if you're nonviolent, people say, hey, you know what? That's their right to do that. I can't be mad at them. They're not doing anything wrong. All right? Yep. That's how you curry public favor.
Right, because back then they would use high-powered water hoses.
Yep.
And just like on the Florida-Georgia line right now with the pipe.
Great band.
Yeah, amazing band. They're doing that. They're shooting water and rubber pellets at them.
Now, if you are a homeless guy, would it be in your best nature to
stand in front of the hose?
Yeah, protest something.
Yeah, protest something.
So you could get a nice free bath.
Yes.
Or maybe like if you're a guy crossing the Sahara Desert and you're lost, maybe you'd want to start protesting and someone would spray you with life-giving water.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to think of scenarios where it would be to someone's benefit to get sprayed with water. Maybe your car could protest something and you could wash your car for free.
Maybe you want to enter a wet t-shirt contest.
Yeah.
You knew that was coming.
Maybe you get a bunch of buxom blondes to protest something. Say, these are our very thin white protesting shirts. You have to put these on.
Right.
I'm not that drunk. Joanne Woodward receives the first star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow,
waka.
Waka, waka, waka. There's so many people on the Hollywood Fame.
Joanne Woodward.
Who is she?
I don't know. Some lady. She probably did some acting.
She's probably on a failed pilot.
Isn't it like $10,000 if you want to be a part of the Walk of Fame and they say you can be this thing? Doesn't it cost you like $10,000 to do it?
Wow, I didn't know that.
I think that's it.
That's an interesting fact.
It is, and you can say so because we're not in that section yet. Say you had a bunch of money. Say you had like $5 million. would you? And they said, Bday Clayton, would you like to be a part of the Hollywood Walk of Fame? And you said, yes, I would. And they said to you, it is $10,000 to do so.
Go for it.
You would go. You do it.
Do it.
You do it. Do it. Do it.
But I would say only if I can put Jason's name with me.
Oh my God! Do I have to pay half of it?
No, I'll pay a full.
Then I agree with you. Then
happy birthday, October 27th.
Now look at you. Oh, look at you. Take some time to look at yourself. Why did we choose to watch Unsolved here on Couch Pilots?
There's 3 criteria that we use for this show. You can only be reviewed on this show or talked about on this show if you have one of those 3 criteria. First one episode. Whether it aired or not, only 1 episode was made. You did not go to series. Second one, we had to be able to find it on the internet. We're not, we got to look and scour. We can't watch something that's not available. And third, it has to be free. We can't pay for it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Between the fireball and the gas for the plane, that's all we got.
Yeah, we have limited funds until Couch Pilots International starts up, and then we are literally being
right, because we cannot use the money from all the ticket sales, because that's going to to pay for the ballroom and to pay for the Lori's presentation, because she sent us this PowerPoint and there was so much.
She wants like a laser light show.
Yeah,
or something.
like smoke and stuff. That's weird.
And then Wayne Brady wants, he says, 2 tons of raw tuna to marry them.
That, you know what that is?
What's that?
That's too much tuna.
I would agree. I don't know what he's going to do with all that tuna, but we will happily oblige.
Yeah, it's locked on contract right now.
Where can you find Unsolved to watch for yourself? You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then by clicking on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube, and you know what to do, Tube.
Nice. High five that. Kapachoo.
How do you like that?
I love it. It's growing on me. At first I didn't like it, but now I do.
Oh, boy.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
See, YouTube
Should we
rhymes with do-tube.
Right. Should we be flying this plane right now?
No, are you kidding me? I don't care how many fucking golden cones that boy has got in his hands. We shouldn't be up in the air this drunk.
This is crazy.
Woo, mama.
Roll down the window. It's a little hot in here.
All right. Rolling them down. Put a pop filter in front of that window, please.
Okay. Sorry.
Summary of the pilot. Television series for a pilot of a proposed series that purported, I feel like I'm just saying the same words over and over again.
What's it sound like?
To show the circumstances behind a famous unsolved murder. That is, to me, that is captivating.
Oh, yeah. Anything unsolved, whether it's, a lost cat or a murder from, a Chicago gang.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to it. You say unsolved mystery, the show Unsolved Mysteries, unsolved murders, I'm all about it.
Robert Stack. Remember that guy? Robert Stack?
Today on Unsolved Mysteries.
R.I.P.
We look into the disappearance of a girl. Was she killed? We will tell you on the next episode of Unsolved Mysteries.
Robert Stack might give you an answer, but I find that most of the times when I'm watching something where it says unsolved, they're going to have a show, but you're not going to find out the answer. But you wait in suspense for 45 minutes thinking, I think I'm going to find this out. You don't find it out, but it's a hell of a ride.
It happened to me not too long ago. I was watching, I don't know what channel it was, but they were talking about this famous guy who hijacked a plane.
D.B. Cooper?
Yes!
Yeah, he's pretty famous.
And he's just jumped out in a parachute, and they have not found anything.
Yeah, they never found the money or him. They
found some money. They found some money on a shore.
Okay.
But they didn't find him or the bulk of the money. This show is built on the backbone of her back farts.
Oh, man. Remind me to wipe on these back farts. D.B. Cooper is a famous story. Yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's just a perfectly executed heist and getaway, but he has gone down in lore as someone who has gotten away with it.
It's amazing.
Oh, my God. Interesting facts.
Let's do it. I know the rules.
Hey. What do you want me to say? Interesting facts, right?
Yeah, basically, these are facts that Jason has dug into this pilot, come up with some interesting facts. They're interesting, whether you say they're not. They are. We don't want to hear your opinions. We don't care about your opinions, and we don't.
What are you doing? What do you want? Some more booze?
Let's do one more.
I'm not doing one more. Get the hell out of town. Here, you can have this booze.
No.
I'm good. Hey, this guy is spent.
All right.
Yeah, Interesting Facts is a segment where we just say, here are the facts, nothing but the facts, thank you, ma'am, and you have to deal with it.
Don't talk to your friends about it. Don't talk to your husband about it. Don't talk to your wife about it. Don't tell them your opinion, because your opinion doesn't matter. Either way, these are interesting facts.
We are adding something to you, okay? We are giving you information that you would not have normally by watching this pilot on its own, and we are adding to you as a person. Nothing you can say or do does anything with these facts, so just let them lie where they be. Just let them lie. Play it as they lie.
Hit me.
I'm going to hit you with one fact about the show and then one fact about our show. The fact about this show is I've only got one interesting fact.
That's never happened before.
Pioneers of television, crime drama, clips are shown. That doesn't even make sense. There's nothing about this show.
There's no interesting facts?
No.
That is interesting. It's unsolved, just like this pilot.
That's right. This is an old show from the 1960s. It's in black and white. There's not a lot of information around at the time.
It's fine. It's fine.
There's nothing there.
Okay, it's fine.
Twitter responses. All of them are dead.
They're all dead. R.I.P.
If you were in any way associated with the pilot episode of Unsolved, you are dead. That's it. You cannot. Yeah. So let's cheers.
Okay.
Let's raise our glasses to everyone involved with the show Unsolved. That's right. R.I.P.
R.I.P. guys.
R.I.P. forever.
Let's do this.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to have to move forward here.
All right.
But not before we hear, and by hear, I mean the files are corrupted, so we will talk about audibly one of my favorite shows, IBWIP.
No.
What can be said about IBWIP and Adam Z that has not been said already?
IBWIP is edging closer and closer to 10 years in May. It's a comedy podcast with a circle of friends that come in, rotating circle of friends, do comedy bits, skits, games, and they always have interesting characters that they interview. It's a great time. Yeah, it is fun. It's fun. You're not going to learn anything.
No.
You're not going to be smarter the next day.
If you listen to Couch Pilots and you watch one of the pilots that we do, and then you listen to our interesting facts section, we are adding to you. But when you listen to IBWIT, we are taking things away from you, and we are adding to ourselves.
Yeah, it's going to suck out of your earplugs.
It's a Highlander kind of situation where we are stealing from you to add to our own vitality.
Yes.
I often talk about IBWIP as a show that used to be more structured as a radio show where you talk about roots country, roots music, and there'd be some funny stuff in between. But it has evolved into what I call a structured hangout.
I like it. I like that.
You get 4 or 5 folks together, men and women, race, creed, religion.
Gender.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then you get together and you have a good time for an hour and 10 minutes. You joke around, you have fun. All the stuff he said,
all the
that.
bad stuff that goes on in your life, just let it go for an hour and 10 minutes.
You're a fly in the wall on a goofy hangout. Have a lot of fun. There's definitely many avenues to contact IBWIP on your end. So why don't you do it? Get involved. Have fun.
FCFnetwork.com, iTunes, IBWIP.com. It hasn't been updated in over a year, but the new episodes are out there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the new episodes, they drop every Friday right here on the FCF Network. Check them out. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time doing it. And like you said, almost 10 years now. 10 freaking years.
Yep.
Incredible.
It's if you added up all my marriages and then added 6, I think it would be more than...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Pilot breakdown. Let's talk about it.
Breaking down the pilot. Okay.
The show starts, and again, it's black and white. It's kind of noirish. You've got a narrator throughout the episode that kind of pops in and out, and the narrator says, "Countdown to murder." This guy you're going to see is going to be dead in 10 seconds, and it was mob boss Albert Anastasia, who died October 25th, 1957, and he was killed in a New York barbershop.
Right.
And you see a couple...
Really, don't watch the guy with the knife.
Yeah.
Watch the guys come in with the guns.
Yeah.
Basically.
A couple of street toughs come in and blast this guy.
Yeah, shoot him up big time. And then it's he's like, he will die in 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And he counts it down.
Yeah, and he's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Daffy Duck shoots him.
Daffy Duck loses his shit. We all knew he had it in him. He just finally did it.
Right. And right off the bat, little spoiler alert, or maybe you can help me clarify, how does this part coincide with the rest of the show at all?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Because that's where I was confused. So then they're like, there's this gangster guy named is Martin Heidel. People call him Mugsy. Mm-hmm. And that's what the show goes into. The show goes into this Martin Heidel.
It starts. The beginning, it shows kind of the end of the guy's life, or what you would perceive to be an end of someone's story, and then it starts with the end of the story that we're about to watch. And I don't know if this is the first person to ever do this, or if this is a trope that's been around even longer than the show here Unsolved. But sometimes in modern film, you get to see kind of what happened at the end.
Foreshadowing.
And then they go back in time and they show you how you got there. And this is a very early example of that.
Right, because right after the guy gets shot in the barber, they're like, see this man on this couch? Don't pay attention to the man making the martini. He'll never drink it.
Yeah.
And that's all you hear.
And it's like in 10 seconds, he'll be dead or something like that. So it's building suspense, and it is Martin Mugsy Heidel, and he's apparently a mob guy who grew up, I want to say, in the New York area, and he had a lot of different people try to convict him of different things.
He run-ins with the law where he always got off.
Always.
And finally he's like, you know what, guys? I'm fucking out of here.
And he moves to Southern California, where he decides, you know what? I'm going to start up my own branch of my business here. I'm going to try to get things going in Southern California. And we come into him in Southern California having a party. Mm-hmm. He's there with his lady.
Yep. And he can't tell if it's his wife or his girlfriend. I'm assuming it's just his girlfriend because he's a mobster. He would never get married. She's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love these old 60s.
These classic beauties, huh?
Seriously, I do.
Woo!
Elegance. Elegance is important.
He's having a party.
Gloria.
Oh, that was wow. That's pretty. She wasn't in it very long. So they're having a party, and you get a little knock on the door.
Ah, shit.
And I thought he said senator at first, but apparently it was sergeant.
Sergeant, yes.
A sergeant shows up, a local police department, I assume, to talk to Martin. He says, you know what, let's go in the other room and talk. He says, okay. And everyone at the party's kind of like, well, what is this all about?
Right, but before the knock on the door, they have one of those, Martin and Gloria have one of those classic TV kisses, those movie kisses just from the 60s, just real hard, just on the lips, no tongue, no nothing, just hard kisses.
I used to do that, I think. And I don't know if I got that from movies, but when I was really young, that's how I would kiss girls.
When was the first time you kissed a girl? How old were you?
Oh, Jesus, this is fucking embarrassing.
It's okay. We're all friends here. Nobody's going to judge
I think
you.
I was 16.
Nice.
I was 16 before I kissed a girl.
I kissed Becky Rainey when I was in 3rd grade.
Who was the first girl I kissed? I had a 16 birthday party. Mm-hmm. And it was at my house, and it was the first party I had with guys and girls. Ooh. And this girl that I grew up with, who turned out to be a lesbian lady.
Nice.
We were good friends. And I think we kissed, but not like sexually. It was kind of like, hey, everyone's got cake all over their face, and we were kids, sure, pumped full of hormones, sure, and we had kissed, but like it wasn't passion. It was just kind of
like you kissed my wife earlier.
Almost identical to that. But then my first real kiss was with another girl that I dated briefly by the name of Suzanne. And she was a pretty lady. I don't know whatever happened to her. But I even went out with a girl before that, and she's like, there's apparently this saying. Have you heard of this saying before, Captain Rester? It's called Sweet 16 and Never Been Kissed.
Yes, I have heard that before.
I've never heard that. The only person I've ever heard say that was this girl who desperately wanted to kiss me but decided not to and lost my first kiss to another girl.
Hey, that should tell kids that are listening.
Get out there, get physical.
Get physical.
Oh, boy. I'm sorry to go on that tangent, but you definitely steered me there.
I'm sorry. That's fine.
How old were you? First guess, how old were you?
3rd grade.
3rd grade. Jesus Christ.
That was a horror. Right off the bat, we see a lot of people smoking on screen, which we talked about with Mandrake.
Mandrake the Magician, yeah.
I love watching people smoke in suits.
Smoke it up.
They're not just smoking; they're smoking in suits. I think that's what's cooler.
They're dapper.
Yes, they're the dapper caster. When you see people smoking with suits on, it's just really super cool.
It's super classy and awesome.
And like you said, the sergeant comes and says, hey, I got to ask you some questions. They go back into the study. And he's like, hey, there was a murder from the racetrack wire service. Iggy Dorr was shot and killed. And Martin's like, so what are you over here?
The sergeant's like, hey, you know the guy, right? And he's like, no, I don't know anything about it. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go ask the rest of your party. And he's like, don't do that. And
what is it? The sergeant comes in and is like, bust up the party, first of all.
Where's your warrant, sir?
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? So the sergeant goes out and talks to him. Meanwhile, Martin's on the phone. Or he's still in his study. He's on the phone or something.
He's calling up his buddy Harry, who's one of his mob fellas. He's like, hey, Harry, get your stupid ass over here. I need some help ASAP.
So the sergeant's like, hey, has Martin been with you guys all night? And they're like, yeah, we went to the play or something. He's like, was he there the whole time? They're like, why do you want to know? And he's like, well, your friend Martin Heidel is known as Mugsy, and he's a gangster. Next thing you know, Martin comes out of his study, and his girlfriend is like crying and saying goodbye. He's like, where did everybody go? They're like, your friends left you, and I'm leaving you too because you're a mobster. I'm like, whoa. Don't you think you should give the other side of the story? Here's a man you share a bed with biblically.
Yeah.
And you're just, whatever the sergeant says, you're going to go off of?
No, let's have a conversation. Let's talk this thing out.
Let's talk this out.
She was completely blindsided, apparently, as his friends were. Have they ever thought him to be that way?
Right.
And if not, why not give him the opportunity to defend himself?
That's like if a cop came over here right now, broke up this podcast, took me in the room and said, hey, that Jason guy?
Yeah.
He's a rapist.
Yeah.
And I just came in and go, dude, get the fuck out of my house, you fucking rapist. Exactly. I mean, that wouldn't happen.
I'd probably be so pissed that I would rape you on the spot.
I would love it. So Harry comes. Everybody's gone.
The girl, I don't know how long he's been with her, but she's like, this is it.
Yeah,
you're done.
Like, she's like, I'm out of you, 5,000. She didn't even take her perfume or any of her important belongings.
This guy, they've got nothing on him, apparently. That's why they're over questioning him. And they kind of ruin his immediate social circle. But this is just, it harkens back to his time in New York where they wanted to convict him for things, but they just couldn't. They had nothing on this guy. He's got an alibi here, too.
Right. So Harry shows up, and Martin is super mad. So mad that he's banging his fists together in anger.
Yeah. I don't know American Sign Language, but if someone started taking one hand and cupping it and punching into that cupped hand.
Have you ever done that, like out of anger? No.
Not out of anger.
No.
In mock anger.
Have you ever done it like in the bedroom?
Yeah, but it wasn't my other hand that I was pumping my fist into.
Gotcha. So then he's like, you know what? My girlfriend left me. My friends left me. This town is all just full of fake people. You know what I want to do? I want to build a casino called the Macarena.
Yeah, he's like, I want to build the Macarena with Los Lobos boys, and it's going to be a hotel casino. He says, but we need some sweet funds.
Here's what he says. He says we need some real dough, maybe $1 million.
Okay, think about it today. Go out to Las Vegas. How much is it going to cost you to build a hotel casino?
$100 million.
At least. Minimum.
He's like,
$100 million.
He goes, I need real dough, like maybe $1 million or $2 million.
So next scene, they show up to what appears to be some sort of bar or speakeasy or something.
and buxom blonde, the cigarette girl. Cigars, cigarettes.
I noticed that she had a huge strap around her neck with a big... Yeah, that was awesome.
Cigars, cigarettes. That's what she was doing.
They go in there and they see this guy at the bar, and I don't know if they know him or know of him. He's like, hey, I want to talk to your boss. He's like, he's not here.
He's out of town.
And he's like, I need some millions. He's like, oh yeah, is that right? And then he throws the dude, right?
Yeah,
to show him he's serious.
Yeah, meanwhile, the guy was talking to this really, really great looking, mysterious, dark-haired whore. Her name was Catherine Mills, by the way.
Nice.
And like I say, he throws him to the ground. The guy gets up, and Mugsy buys her a drink.
Yeah, you throw the guy around a little bit. He's kind of an asshole. He takes the guy he threw on. He sits back at the bar, and this girl is soaked.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, who is this motherfucker that is walking in here and totally taking control? My pants are ruined.
Right.
So, I love this.
And then she's like, He's like, "What's your story?" She's like, "I want to tell you." And he's like, "Maybe later."
Hell yeah. They go home that night, and the whore shows up immediately.
Yeah.
She's like, I snail-trailed my way all the way. I slip and slid all over the Ventura Boulevard to get here.
Right. Meanwhile, Martin makes a call to Mr. B. Now, that's not Mr. Blake. That's just Mr. B.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. In New York City. And, Rachel comes over. Not Rachel.
Catherine
comes to the house. I don't know why I wrote Rachel down.
Well, he's like, Mr.
I was drunk when I watched this.
He's talking to Mr. B. Says, hey, I need a loan.
I need some real dough, like a couple of $1 billion.
Yeah. You're my New York connection. I'm out here in Southern California. I want to get some stuff going. I need a few $1 billion. I
want to trade some favors.
There we go. Mr. B asks Mugsy then to find witness Mo to talk to him.
Right. He's like...
And nothing is as it seems when it comes to mob action.
Sure.
When talk to him means I'm going to take a knife and shove it through his brain cavity.
He's like, Big Mo has been writing us letters. You need to tell him that Mr. B doesn't like letters. Because basically, Big Mo has been blackmailing Mr. B. He's like, Mr. B doesn't like letters. He's like, I'll take care of shit. I'll kill him.
This is my favorite part of the whole show right here. Mr. B sends strange faces to help Mugsy. Strange faces. I don't know, something about that phrase to make it seem like purposefully nameless thugs to be sent to assist you.
Right. They're sending people. These two guys from New York, just regular plain Jane guys that are, they're hitmen, I guess.
They look just like all the other mob guys. They're wearing suits and ties.
But they're sending them over to California where they haven't been in the system. Yeah, they haven't been in trouble. They haven't been questioned. They haven't been exactly. Nobody knows them.
They blend in with everyone else. And something about that term, strange faces. I don't know if that was really a term used by the mob at that time or not, but I like that.
Oh, I like it a lot.
I think that's a really cool way to put. These are dudes that you would never suspect of anything, and that's exactly why they're there.
The two strange faces come over to California. They get with Martin, and they're like, we're going to take care of Big Mo. And then this becomes, it's obviously Thanksgiving time, because there's a bunch of Thanksgiving puns.
Yeah.
About this hit job, which is basically what it is. Yeah, the turkey shoot and such.
The turkey is a canary.
Yeah, the turkey is a canary.
He's going to sing for us. And then, this is something like the famous end of the original Godfather is, Don Corleone is dead. Mm-hmm. Michael Corleone is taking over control of the family. He's going to unify, and he's going to take over and take control. And the last thing you see is him closing the door to his wife. And she looks on knowing that this transformation has taken place.
Life is never going to be the same again.
But here, Catherine the whore is just hanging out.
Yeah.
And she comes in. And if I were you, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Right, get the fuck out of here.
This is not for you.
This is what you do. You're on my arm when we go places, and when we're home, you're sucking my dick.
That's exactly
Don't come in here when we're discussing the turkey shoot.
That's exactly right. So that scene ends. You get some more narration, and you don't know who the narrator is. It's just kind of a dude pushing the story.
It's kind of like a Twilight Zone guy, just a narrator.
Yeah, exactly. The boys then arrive, the strange faces, if you will, along with Mugsy. They arrive with a stolen car that they had planned out for the job, and they see Big Mo coming out of his house. He gets in his car, and they totally murder fire.
Oh, they just go up to him and just shoot the hell out of him.
Blah, blah,
and there was like 3 or 4 cars. I don't understand how they had to play Chinese fire drill with the cars, but they did it. So, cut to 3 years later.
Narrator's moving the story along again.
3 years later, Mugsy, every year, they question him about this murder, but it's been unsolved. And so, they show him coming in, and he's already got the
Macarena Hotel's been built.
The Macarena Hotel's been built, but it's not making a lot of money.
No, it's not.
Because it is making money, but he's spending all that money on Catherine to keep her happy. Typical situation. You get a hot mama, she clings to you, you're making money, sucks you dry, and then they have this interaction. Well, he gets back from the Macarena Hotel.
Yeah.
And she's supposedly kind of happy to see him. And they have this hard Hollywood kiss again. And there's more. There's tongue. It kind of has a little sound to it. And there's a lot of heavy breathing. And Harry's just standing there waiting. He's just like...
And then him and Harry then talk about how much money is like they're sinking too much money into the hotel and her, and they're not generating a lot of profit.
Harry, for Harry being like a wingman or a right hand man, he's awfully opinionative.
Yeah,
is that a word?
Opinionated. You know what? I think that's a good quality though, because how easy is it to own the Macarena and then to have someone just kind of be a yes man?
Sure,
you want to do like Harry, who's going to say, "Hey, you know what? This is kind of the reality of the situation. You're knee deep in it. Sometimes you need a second set of eyes. Here's the real deal, Holyfield."
Harry's like, you gotta start paying back Mr. Big. You still haven't paid him back that real dough, a couple of $1 million. We're talking about $3 million total.
3 big ones.
Catherine decides that she's going to Europe.
She's going to Gaye Perry.
Gaye Perry because she wants some clothes, and that's where the best place for clothes is, and to send her some money.
Yep.
And and when she starts talking about going to Europe, she starts to get kind of a fucking attitude.
Yeah, I'd be. You know what? I would drop that broad pretty damn quick because they're a dime a dozen. Girls, female listeners out there, all across the land,
we're going to drop you like a dime a dozen.
Next scene, Mr. B is discussing with his associate Sully, who you see previously, but I don't know if they give him a name at that time. But he's talking to Sully, and he says, "You know what? I haven't seen dime one back from Mugsy."
Mr. Big is talking to Sully, right?
Mr. B, yeah.
Mr. B.
Yep.
Let's say Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Just to be the next to be with you. I'm the one. Why be alone? We can be together, baby. God, I got laid like 3 or 4 times to that song.
My sister, I remember her playing the cassette of that song over and over as a child.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah, there's like 2 songs in that whole album.
Mugsy is concerned. He understands his predicament. He's got this broad sucking him dry. He is wanting to start this, and he's got this business going, but he's wanting to be profitable, and he's just not. So what happens then is Sully, Mr. B's friend, stops by Mugsy's place. He flies in from New York, and they talk about the $3 million invested. And Sully says, "You know what?
Hold on.
You got some Mr. Big for me?"
Sorry.
Mr. Big presents.
Hold on, little girl.
Show me what he's done to you.
Stand up, little girl. Show me your heart can't be that bad when it's true.
Oh.
It's true.
Hairband homos. All right, let's go. Sorry.
Hairband homos. What was the name of that album?
I think it was just Mr. Big.
How different was the band Mr. Big and Extreme? Was that the same band pretty much?
You know what's funny? Because when I was playing that, the other videos underneath it as like suggested ones was Extreme. Yeah, it was exactly the same.
Hilarious. We are smart.
Dustin, what was the name of that album? I think it was Mr. Big, something about crash. It was a train crash.
I hope Dustin doesn't know the answer to that.
He will.
Sully wants something tangible. He says, "You know what? You're not making money. You're telling me you're going to give me money. That's fine. In the meantime, I need something. I cannot go back with my dick in my hands to New York. Give me some of your wire services business."
What is a wire service?
And I don't know what that is.
I still don't know what that is.
but Sully definitely wants some of it, whatever that is. And Mugsy says, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Oh, yeah. He's emphatically no. He has gotten his britches so high that he's like, "No, you're not going to have it."
As a matter of fact, not only am I not giving you $1 from this $3 million investment, I'm not giving you anything else that I have. And he sends Sully back, silliness.
Yeah.
You're fucking with the wrong fellas.
So Sully decides to leave, and there's this weird rose exchange. It's like the bachelor, awkward gay bachelor.
When Sully first got there, I don't know if that's something he took out of a vase or something that Mugsy had presented to Sully, but Sully is adhering that boutiere, or was it?
He brought it. It was a full-fledged rose.
Okay.
Or a corsage, or
boutonniere.
No, but it was a full stem. And then was kind of had it in his hand, but then he... Oh, sorry. I got to fight with the microphone. And while he was talking...
When he was leaving, he did take it off.
What he did was, when he was talking to Martin originally, he broke the stem and put it in his own jacket. Mm-hmm. And then when he was getting ready to leave, he took it out of his own jacket and then put it into Martin's.
You know, in the next scene, they're kind of solidifying Mugsy's fate. But I almost feel as if he's removing that boutonniere...
Saying you're dead man.
And giving it to him as the kiss of death.
Oh, it's definitely the kiss. Because back then there was no such thing as gay people.
Right. And you're not going to find one man kissing another man.
Right,
in passion.
but they will exchange
flowers all
day.
Why? What is wrong with Mugsy? Does Mugsy not realize the business that he's in?
He's got the Macarena Hotel. He doesn't care.
As much as they tout brotherhood and honesty, the only thing that talks is money. And when you're keeping money from people that have given you money, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
But he's gotten he's making money. He thinks he's so big. He's above what's going on.
Sully leaves, heads in the boutonniere. Yeah, and you cut to Havana.
Yeah, Havana.
Love Love Havana. Great country.
Havana, Georgia.
Cut to Havana, Georgia. More narration. There's a board meeting, and it's a board meeting of criminals.
Oh, yeah, it's like mob bosses. It's a meeting of the Bob Marley Mosses. So, what was the name of the main guy? It was Lucky. Lucky was like the kingpin. They were all waiting for Lucky to come in.
The older white-haired fella?
Right.
I didn't realize that was his name.
It was funny. They all sat down. They all had pads of paper in front of them and 3 ashtrays, like these huge ashtrays.
And one man had an iPad, I noticed.
Exactly. So, they're having a board meeting with Lucky, and they're like, and so Sully starts to explain his meeting with Martin. He's like, hey, Mugsy borrowed $3 million from us.
Sully is like cold as ice.
Oh,
I like Sully.
I like him a lot.
He's a badass.
He under pressure, he's the man I want. And he explains the situation. Like he's like, and Mr. Big keeps trying to interrupt him. He's like, no, Sully's talking here.
Yeah, let Sully talk, please. He was there. Let him give the report.
Right. And at the end of it, he's like, Lucky's like, well, what do you suggest? And Mr. B's like, I suggest retirement.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And he's like, who else? We need someone to second that. And Sully's like, I second his retirement.
And so then they take a vote, and the vote is done not by saying "I." It's done by.
Everyone snaps to give their approval.
Is that because if in case it's wired, they can't put their voices?
I thought about that too, but the other guys blatantly said, yes, retire him. But even so, I mean, they talk in riddles on purpose, right? So it's not like, I don't know, it's not like they could get him on saying, oh, he's forcing him to retire. It means murder.
Cut to next scene, back to the somebody making a martini. You can't see his face. He's stirring it up. Martin Mugsy.
Here we are at the end of the story, but exactly where we began.
Right, he's sitting on the couch. He's like, and then the narrator comes in. He's like, "Don't pay attention to the man making the martini. Pay attention to
He'll never drink it.
He'll never drink it.
He'll be dead in 10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1." 9 shots by a rifle, which I don't understand. They show a picture of this guy, just the rifle. It's a rifle. It's not a semi-automatic machine gun, but yet he somehow gets off 9 shots and kills Martin.
6:20:47, and at the end, I don't understand what happened. I believe this to be a fictitious story that they tried to relate to real life, and the real life murder of Bugsy Siegel, an actual living person, unlike Mugsy Heidel. So is this because they're kind of, is that what they do at the end? They're kind of relating it to a real life event?
Right, because then they don't mention Mugsy again. It's all about Bugsy Siegel, and that's what happened. Bugsy Siegel was in New York, went out to California, and then went and made the Macarena Hotel and Casino, and he didn't make money off it. I saw it on Drunken History. The same story. And he was shot. Nobody knows to this day who shot him.
Well, there you go. I was just going to ask you how you knew that, but you just said it. So, yeah. So who knows? And it's not like any of these, if this series would have continued, that we would have ever known the answer to these mysteries. They're just providing an entertaining story and leaving you with a question. And the question I'm left with is, what kind of turbulence does this create?
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
I love turbulence.
I love turbulence.
I'm surprised we made it this far.
In this particular episode, or just...
Yes.
Okay. Oh, because of the drinking we're doing. My mind is working slower because of booze. This show didn't work. It lasted 1 episode as per the norm for our shows, but why didn't it work? Do you know, Captain Rest Assured, why Unsolved didn't work?
In the 60s, the mafia was still, the gangsters and the mafia was still a prevalent. It was very prevalent still. I think why it didn't work was because they, this wasn't just a show about unsolved mysteries with gangsters. It would have been all kinds of murders. You know what I mean?
Any mystery that didn't have an answer.
Yeah. It's unsolved mystery for the 1960s. That's cut and dry what it was.
Yep.
I don't know why they didn't just use Mugsy Bogues as his name. I don't know why they didn't do it from the start. Don't call him Mugsy Martin Heidel or nothing. Just say what it is. Go. This is the true story of what happened. But you know what? I'll tell you why this didn't work.
Okay.
You want to know the turbulence?
Yeah.
There was mob influence. It didn't get off the ground because of mob influence.
Oh, you think so?
Damn right.
Okay. You think about the 1960s, and you got crooners, right? You got the Rat Pack in full effect. All the mob-related ties to all these little clubs. It was a mob circuit, and I've heard even recently...
Vegas was built at this time. This is when Vegas...
Yeah. You could get shitty performers that really were not very good, and as long as you were tied in with the mob, you would work.
Sammy Davis Jr. was not that good.
No, but he was tied in with the mob, so he constantly had jobs.
Dean Martin was the fucking man.
You bet he was.
I like Dean Martin better than Frank Sinatra.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. 10 times better.
He was a badass. The dude was cool as shit. But these guys all had... Their talent level didn't matter.
No.
If you were tied in with the right group...
You're good to go.
You're good to go. So maybe... this rubbed the mob the wrong way. This is a very interesting approach. I'm very happy you said that. I didn't think of that. I think that's incredible. We
work well together.
Absolutely, we do. What would you have done to improve Unsolved?
I wouldn't have made up character names and stuff. I would have went on ahead and went, this is Mugsy Bogues. This is how Mugsy Bogues
This is the Charlotte Hornets.
Right, because they didn't even use the right name of the casino that he built.
It wasn't called the Macarena at all.
No. It wasn't even called the Mockingbird or whatever they called it in the show.
Or Moroccan.
The Moroccan. Just go with the true facts. True facts. Just do it.
That's what people want to see, right? Mm-hmm. Truth is stranger than fiction. Let's pump out some truth and see if we can get any answers.
Yes.
If this had survived, I think this would have been very much like Unsolved Mysteries, like you said, with the delightful host Robert Stack, where you're going to see either one. I think Unsolved Mysteries may have had a couple of mysteries each one.
Dramatizations.
Right, dramatizations of actual mysteries. That's where it could have gone. That's where it should have gone.
Magical Mystery Tour.
Oh, boy. If only.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Reviews. What did the internet have to say about Unsolved? Did the internet say anything? IMDb score. What do you think?
I bet you there is no score.
That's a great guess. That is a great guess. It actually does, but there's only 6 ratings. So you're like 2 ratings away from not having a score at all.
I was close.
And that plays exactly what I was going to say. We are delving into murky territory.
And our numbers are going to relate to this.
You think our numbers are going to be down on this episode?
Our numbers are down whenever we do interesting ones like this that nobody knows about.
I would
we're diving so deep.
That's why we have to up our banter game on these episodes. Talk about a toaster cat. IMDb score is 6.2 from 6 ratings. As we know from doing this for over a year, you need at least 5 ratings to have an average score on IMDb. And this is the case here, but only 6. We are diving into murky territory. There are a lot of obscure one-off television shows that I am finding out and we're discussing.
We love it. You do a great job, by the way. This show is built on the back of his back burps.
What did I eat? Viewer reviews.
You didn't eat anything. That's the problem.
That is the problem, and why I'm so easily drunk. The Tale of Bugsy Siegel by Gordon L. 56 from our brothers from the North, Canada.
Ah. Good day, mate.
Good day indeed, my friends. Unsolved. The Mugsy Heidel case, 1960. This is the unsold pilot for a series called Unsolved. The series was to have blah, 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 blah. All right, we know all this stuff. Let's see. What is it? The mob is not amused. This is not a review at all. This is just a synopsis.
A synopsis?
Synopsis. A snapping synopsis.
Fuck that one. Go to the next one.
Okay. Yeah. Why would he just tell us? Oh, okay. Subject. Not bad. From Hayward M. Favorite. This is from February of 2013, so just a few years ago. Several great character actors in it, like Oakland and Greer, and decent production, but not 1950s production date is 1960. Looks like they're using Roman numerals. Why the fuck would they do that? Definitely an X. I don't know what this fucking person.
Definitely a 10.
What the fuck is this? Yeah, stop. Yeah, maybe that was what
from
they're
ancient
saying.
Greece.
But like he's saying,
the reviews from guy from ancient Greece.
MCMLX. Oh, this is an ancient review, is what you're saying. This is a Grecian review from ancient times. Maybe I should have looked at these a little bit better. Reviewer Richard Goop from February 14th, 2011. And this is a very sad review, only because this review was done on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day Massacre.
This person, poor Richard Goop, didn't have anything better to do on Valentine's Day than to write a review from a 1960s failed pilot. Poor Richard Goop. Unsolved. Let's see what he has to say. Again, this is not necessarily... These are all just synopsises. I uploaded this. This really isn't a bad unsold TV pilot, though the lack of a conclusion is probably the main reason for being unsold. I quite like the cast and production values.
That's the whole point. It's not to have a conclusion, you fucktard.
At least it's better than Geely.
Whatever.
You know what Geely is?
No.
It's that horrible J-Lo movie with Ben Affleck that Kevin Smith made.
No.
It's bizarre. Man, these viewer reviews suck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11, and the temperature is 69 degrees.
I can't believe we made it.
For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Final descent and landing are very confusing. I don't know what you're saying. I will say this, though. There's very limited information out there about the unsold pilot for Unsolved. So we have very little to take in. But I'll be goddamned if we're not going to pump out a number associated with our opinions. Taken from the scale of the classic 90s television show Wings, from a 1 to a 7, 1 being the worst you can get a Roy Biggins, number 7 being the best you can get a damn near perfect pilot coming from Brian Hackett, our favorite character from Wings. Captain Philip, rest assured, you're doing some sort of Arsenio Hall woofing in the air. I don't know what that's about, but I turned to you just in case.
I'm turning down the what?
Oh, you turning down? Is that what that is?
I'm giving it a 5.
You're giving it a 5.
I 5. I liked it. It was good. I love black and whites. I kind of like Mandrake the Magician. I'm really getting into like the hard kiss and the beautiful women and the suits and the smoking cigarettes. I'm all in.
You 5. Like that? 5. Okay. We're not going to align on this one. This one, and again, you have to be in that mindset. Things move sometimes a little bit slower back then. It's not as exciting. I got to give this one a 4.
Okay.
This is right down the middle. It's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible, but it's not great either. I wasn't captivated. I know the point is we're not going to have these are open mysteries, things we don't have an answer to, but it is nice to have resolution, especially when we're going to cut bait here and move on to a completely different story.
Well, we did have resolution.
Barf.
This show is built on the backbones of his parts.
I don't know if you're saying that right. What kind of resolution did we get? Just him?
They at the beginning of it, this is a problem. The whole thing with the barbershop thing, I know what it is at the end. I understand. It has no relation whatsoever to this episode. It's kind of like the ending again of the quote unquote mystery like episode before. Then it's kind of showing an example of how they're going to resolve it at the end. This show is built on the backbones of his back burbs.
I think I'm dying.
You're not dying. You're fine. I loved it. I don't know what you're talking about. No resolution. We saw Mugsy Bogues get shot.
It was just, I don't know. To me, this didn't press any of my buttons, but it wasn't terrible either. I sat through it just fine.
What do you think of the Hollywood kisses? There's 2 different Hollywood kisses. What do you? Yeah, that has to count for something.
And frankly, my darling, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Boom.
Give it a 5.
Give
it a 5,
no,
Jason.
I'm not going to give it a 5.
Fuck your mom. joking.
Really?
I'm teasing. That was horrible. Sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, she deserved that. She's an awful lady.
She's a wonderful lady. I'm sorry. It's the last episode ever.
I would never take something like that. You could say fuck my mom all day. I would never take it personally.
No, I love your mom.
And with that, we will close the book on Unsolved forever, and my mom forever, never to be mentioned again. But we're not done. As long as there's awful pilots out there floating in the ether that only had one episode, you'll be happy to know that I'm out there searching for them. Join us next time, won't you, when we watch the pilot episode of Boo Boo Runs Wild.
Boo Boo Runs Wild.
Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Boo Boo gets fed up with the rules imposed on bears by humans and decides to return to his wild roots.
Is this a cartoon?
You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube and you know what to?
YouTube.
No, it's not. Well, of course. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yes, it is a cartoon.
Thank God.
Boo Boo is what?
A bear.
Right. From what cartoon?
Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
It's a spinoff. It's a spinoff of Yogi Bear. I love this. I'm giving it a 10.
I am really excited for this, and I will tell you why. Somehow, that crazy motherfucker, John Krzyzewski, the guy who created Ren and Stimpy, got his dirty mitts on this. And this show, I haven't seen it yet. I am really anticipating it. I think it's going to be very messed up. I'm excited to see it. I hold him in such high regard. Ren and Stimpy really altered my personality for sure. I was such an impressionable age when I watched that show that anything he does, I'm ready and willing to see. And with a known property like Yogi Bear to mess with, I don't know what he's going to do. Totally excited to watch that. And you can hear that next time on Couch Pilots. Until then, if you want to contact the show, please do so. Check us out at Couch Pilots Podcast on Facebook. Like us there. You'll get frequent flyer points. Follow us on Twitter at Couch Pilots Pod. You're going to get some frequent flyer points.
Definitely.
Email us at couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. Tell us about a pilot that you'd like us to watch, or maybe some interesting facts that I, for some reason, didn't uncover.
Or tell us just what you think about the show.
Yeah, let us know that. Criticize the show.
Learn how to hold your liquor.
Tell me how. Yeah, tell us what we can do to avoid a hangover. Instagram, couch_pilots_podcast, or give us a call and leave us a message at 910-PILOTS1. We've pretty much eliminated any reason that you could give us to not contact us. So you sit down by a phone, you sit down by a computer, you even sit down by your best friend and tell them about the show. You're going to get frequent flyer points. You're going to be helping us by spreading the word.
Great job.
Thank you. FCFnetwork.com. Go there, check out all the family of shows right here on the FCF Network. They're all free. They're all fun. There's something out there for everybody.
How do these drunken lullabies guys do this? How do they do this week after week?
Here's the because they're drinking.
Yeah.
We
couldn't do it like this week after week.
They hold their liquor better than we do.
They're never sicker.
They're never sicker. They're more handsome than us. They're smarter than us.
They're younger than us.
They're younger. Well, Dustin's older than me by like a week.
Yeah.
Or a couple weeks, maybe. I don't know. Anywho, anything else you'd like to say to all of our frequent flyers?
No, 2017 is going to be a kick-ass year.
I gotta stop you right there. Every time I say, "Is there anything else you want to say to our frequent flyers?" You always say no, but then you continue to say something. What the fuck does that mean? Every time. Here's a great invitation to all of our frequent flyers to go back and listen to our shows. Fast forward to the end if you want. I don't give a fuck. It still counts as a download for us. And listen to Captain Rest Assure week after week say no, he doesn't want to tell our frequent flyers anything, but then proceed to tell them something. You're going right into the mic with it. There is no shame. After you're heavy breathing into the mic.
Dude, this is my invitation to Big E.
I have eliminated your opportunity to say anything. And with that, this pilot, it may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Love you guys.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.